What's going on, everyone? Hello, hello, hello. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of Just My Opinion. Gosh, goodness gracious, we really do appreciate it. Guys, this time we are talking My Adventures with Superman, which is on Adult Swim and also the new platform Max, which was previously HBO Max. We're going to be discussing the first three episodes since that is out for your general consumption now. We have Adventures of a Normal Man Part 1, Adventures of a Normal Man Part 2, and my interview with Superman. Want to let you know that this is going to be a full spit recap. We are going to spoil it up, down, left, right, in, and out as if you've already seen it. You have been warned. And make sure you subscribe to my channel and also my guest here that I'm about to introduce to you, which I'm sure you already know, because we're going to be talking a lot of comic book superhero stuff in the coming weeks and months. And also, I'm going to be breaking down episode 4 as well. But like I just stated, my guest right here is Mr. Lamont Tyson with Gear Life Games. Sir, hello. How are you doing today, sir? How you doing?
Good, my brother. Thank you for having me. How you feeling?
Pretty good, man. Pretty good. I'm excited to talk about, my adventures with Superman with you because, I know we are, big fans of this type of material. So I'm excited. And
Same
also,
here.
so I'll let y'all know, of course, if you love what we have to say, you can follow both of us on social media. Our handles on the screen. His information is in the description box of this video. And of course, like always, he is on my channel tab. Where's my channel tab? There it is right there. And then, of course, this is what Lamont channel looks like right here. So Lamont, man, this one snuck up on me, bro. Like I saw it being, marketed and promoted here and there, but it just didn't just grab me. Like it was just, I would see it on my side, on my peripherals, you know what I'm saying? Not paying too much attention to it. And then I saw OneTakeBigDog talking about it. Then I saw Frankey talking about it, Fantastic Frankey. And then everybody else was talking about it. I was like, man, I need to get on this right here. And I did. They dropped the first 2 episodes, man. And to be honest with you, I played this little video at the very beginning. I have heard some complaints about that. People like, why does Superman power up this way? Why does he have blue lightning? It looks like Sailor Moon, blah, 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 blah. It does kind of mimic that, man, but I like it. I don't have any complaints. I was worried about this series when I first saw the first episode. Okay, I'll talk about that. But overall, man, I love my animated TV shows and my animated comic book superhero movies much more than the comics. You do know that about me. And so I really did like this, man. I mean, it's not the best that I've seen. I have seen better from DC, but this is still good. And I'm liking what I'm seeing so far. And of course, I have my nitpicks, but so far 2 thumbs up, man. And it's only 7 episodes, but I'm excited and interested to continue to go on this journey with this adventure of Superman. How are you feeling, sir?
Pretty much the same way. I actually like the animation. I don't have a problem with them and the way that he powers up. So basically, those are supposed to be the sparks of when he throws out those crystals in Krypton that create the Fortress of Solitude. That's basically them showing him powering up in that manner. And I don't have a problem with it. I think that's more for the younger people than it is for us. And I'm like you. The first episode, it wasn't it didn't draw me, but it didn't push me away either. It kind of made me say, okay, let's see what happens next. And then episode 2 is when I really said, okay, this is a light-hearted, different rendition on Superman. And normally I run away from lighthearted things, but I stayed and watched this and I kind of enjoyed it, man. So I've enjoyed the first 3 episodes. I like the animation. I like the spin where they had in the first episode him being roommates with Jimmy Olsen and them going to the planet to get a job, and then they get hooked up with Lois Lane. I enjoyed all that, and I think it's a good take on this character that is one of the top 3 most recognizable superheroes in all the comics.
Okay. Well, I'm glad to hear it, man. I'm glad to hear it, and you're right. One of the known superheroes and all of comics. But I'm gonna get some of my criticism out of the way with episode 1. And kind of like you, as soon as episode started, I was really on board. Even though everybody knows Superman in and out and where he comes from, I was still excited for him to go into that ship or whatever. But the thing that concerned me initially is I didn't know what the tone of this show was going to be. If it was going to be, more teen, leaning towards adults, or be really childlike and honky dory. And I will say at the very beginning, when you have this mother here that's driving all erratic and with a baby and stuff, and I was just really annoyed by that scene. That may not be a big deal to nobody out there, but I was just like, oh my gosh, woman, pay attention. And, that was the trigger for Clark to have his powers tap in, for him to go and save the day. But even after that, after Clark grew up a bit, and you was talking about Jimmy Olsen, as they are going to the planet, and he was running out into the street, and he just had the camera like this, like not paying attention anywhere he's going. I'm like, okay, come on now, like what grown adult is going to do something like that? That's stupid. I just don't see that happening. And this is the tone of the show, to where they're just like, yucka, 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 yucka. And I'm talking about this scene right here. Yeah, when I mean, come on, bro, who's gonna do something like that? Like I was really frustrated. But that was just really at the very beginning of the episode, and then nothing like that popped back up later on. But initially, I was like, oh man, I don't know about this. But it cleared itself up.
Did it add to your frustration that they got the goof troop being the black guy? Like they make Jimmy Olsen black finally, and then they got him out here almost, I don't dare I say shucking and jiving, but he's the goofy comic relief kind of in this series. Did that kind of irk your nerves a little bit?
I was wondering if you was going to bring up some critiques about him, and I do in episode 2, where I think her name is Willis. She had the not the ice powers, but the electricity powers or something like that. I don't really know who she is. Right before, excuse me, right before Superman pops up, she is throwing cars and vehicles and just causing all types of chaos and mayhem. And I don't know if I have the image, but when she throws a car, and I don't think I have that exact one. The car right before Superman saves them, Lois is staring at the car like this, and Jimmy is, has his hands up, and she's like protecting him or covering him up. I was like, okay, why I gotta have now? Look, I'm not mad if you want to have Lois looking strong and mighty and brave and bold. That's cool, no problem with that at all. But why you gotta make Jimmy look weak? And I'm not even saying that Jimmy needs to be stronger than her. Like, you made the man look weaker than a woman. No, I'm not even on that tip right there. I'm just like, why does in that one scene, in that one shot, you have him look, oh my God, I'm gonna get hit. And she's like, hey, she's taking it on. You know what I'm saying? Do you know what I'm talking about? Or am I tripping? It's kind of during this scene right here around this time.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. And I think for us being black reviewers, it cuts home a little harder. But in all fairness, historically, they do make Jimmy Olsen kind of dorky, kind of weak, and they try to make Lois Lane like this firecracker, like a whip cracker. Right. Even in the face of near death, she's going to still be running her mouth and being tough. But I get where you're coming from, because I'm sitting there here like, could we made somebody else? Could we made Lois black? Like could we have shown black strength versus then black cowardice? But it is germane, honestly, to its character.
Okay. And I was going to ask you that, man. I was thinking about that because this going back to Lois real quick. When I was briefly talking about this series this past Sunday on my Super Duper show, I brought this up and I was like, Lois is in this show, My Adventures with Superman. Lois is irritating. She's annoying. However, that is her character. Lois has always been kind of irritating and annoying. Now, she is very ambitious. She is very bold and brave. And I do like that about her character. So that's on a positive side. But, she's always been annoying to me and kind of irritating. But I still respect her character. So Lois is the same in this one right here. So even though I felt that way about her, I was like, well, it is consistent with her character. So I'm not a Jimmy expert like that. So for you to say, well, he's kind of always been that way, it's kind of consistent, that was something that I was thinking about when I was watching this, and I was saying, I'm going to ask Lamont because I really wonder what how he feels about this. So I do appreciate that. Before we move on, just one more quick nitpick is we got him at the very beginning, showing his powers and him discovering who he is. I don't know, he probably 10, 12 years old doing this time
like
right here, somewhere around there. I'm not really good with children's ages and stuff.
Yeah,
but
he's
it's
about
cool.
12.
Okay,
yeah, he's about
cool.
12.
Something like that, right? Okay. So then when he grows up and he gets bigger, bro, at the very beginning, he's struggling with his powers. He ripping up his shoes and he ripping off door handles. I'm like, bro, you done had your powers for 6, 7, 8 years. You ain't learned how to put your shoes on yet. Like, I don't understand if you was 13 and you, like they just. But I was just like, wait a minute. We just saw a scene of you was a little boy, you flying, and now you're an adult and you still ripping off door handles. Come on, that's am I tripping or am I making a bit of sense here? Let me know.
It's a little bit of both.
Okay.
Because maybe what they was trying to portray is that he was learning how to manipulate his powers as a child, but now he's going through the puberty stage. He's a grown man, and maybe those powers have grown exponentially to the point where he's still trying to learn how to curtail these powers because they've grown beyond his normal level of controlling them when he was young.
Okay,
but you
helping him out a lot.
But I'm just saying, you would think though that as that time is progressing and his powers are steadily increasing, he should be steadily noticing those increases.
Yeah,
and apparently they put him tearing through his shoes and knocking off doors in there just to show you the transition in his life, because they didn't have to do that. They didn't. Right. I mean, I'm with you. They didn't have to show it like that, but they really put that in there, I feel like, to show the transition to he's not a boy anymore. He's a man, and he's having to deal with these powers as a grown man.
Okay. All right. You guys let us know what you think. We are very, very curious to know. I was kind of getting a laugh out of this where, the lady was like, I got you a bib, and, he got 3 dozen donuts and all that. How do you feel about where is he at? Where's that picture? How do you feel about Perry? You like him? He was like, Lois, you're not a reporter, you're an intern. Okay, you need to learn how to fax and copy stuff and get coffee. But Lois, like, I'm a reporter. I gotta do this. I gotta do that. How'd you feel about Perry?
I'm always ambivalent with him. Like, I kind of feel like you can do with him, you can do without him. This is not the first time we've gotten the Black Perry and the Superman. We had he was a black Perry, and take him or leave
Lawrence
him.
Fishburne.
Lawrence Fishburne, yeah. Take him or leave him. He is generally put there to be a curtailing force for Lois. When he's there to show off her courage. If the boss tells you to do something different and you don't listen, you go do what the hell you want to do anyway in the name of the business to help him. He just becomes an obstacle to her overcoming. And so I can do without him, to be honest with you. Like, I don't have to have him. He can be there. I mean, you could legitimately switch him out with anyone and get the same benefit to Lois.
Okay. I got you, man. I did like the villain here, Willis, if that's her name. I did like her. She was pretty cool. I was kind of getting a laugh out of this. Like, they stole the robots. They don't have a buyer anymore. All dude's panicking. She's like, we could just panic in front of the help that we just hired. Won't you chill the F out? I got a chuckle out of that. She's like, hey man, we had a snag in our operation. Okay, if you still want to get paid, listen to me. If you don't, you're gonna end up like old dude over here. You know what I'm saying? So I did like that, man. And I kind of got a laugh out of their dialogue. And with this first episode, okay, they got to hit the ground running. They want people to be interested in the show. So they're like, okay, what can we do? And they, kind of force some action in here. Superman is already fighting giant robots, and I like the fact that, we got Jimmy and Lois not minding their own business, getting caught. I'm like, yeah, you guys are not sneaky. You guys are not ninjas. Y'all gonna get caught. And so I like that they got caught real quick initially and they running for it. But she's like, well, y'all somebody do something about this. This dumbass gonna activate the robot to go after these two. I'm like, bro, you're supposed to try to be, I'm spitting everywhere. You're supposed to be trying to move around softly and quietly. Don't draw no attention to yourself. But hey, we gotta wait for Superman to expose himself. And I liked it, man. He's fought one robot, even though I don't like Lois too much. You know, she did help B-Boy out. She did get into the fight and go in there and deactivate some of them and help them out. And this is cool for Superman. I did like all this right here. This was dope. I liked all the action. I was into it. I liked the animation. I liked that he was able to kick ass a bit, but at the same time he still got his ass whooped because he is not that experienced as a superhero, as somebody superhuman. He don't even know who he is yet, which they get into episode 2. So when he's doing the whole power up thing right here, and then they show this right here, I'm like, I'm liking all this, man. This is a pretty dope. Out of all the Superman movies and cartoons and animations over the years, I've never seen it being told this way, and I liked it, man. It was really good, man. So how'd you feel about Superman showing his powers, the animation, everything I just said, him fighting the robots, all that good stuff?
Oftentimes with Superman, I tend to get a little nervous because me and you, we old heads in the game, and I do realize that there are new audiences always coming in to the genre, watching these movies and these animations and these comics and these cartoons and all that. And it seems like with Superman, writers and studios are always hell-bent on refreshing his damn origin story. And this is nothing but the same, but what they did was they polished it very well. I'm with you. I love them giving him some form of power up. I can remember as a child, every cartoon I watched, the heroes had either a power up song or some kind of power up and electricity, something. And I'm fine with it. I enjoyed it. I like the animation. And this kind of helped overcome the fact that I want them to do something different besides these origin stories. And I found myself enjoying these little ad-libs that they put in here to help me overcome that barrier that I tend to deal with when it comes to Superman. And I enjoy Leslie Willis too, and I would like to get more of Leslie. I like her wittiness. I like her badassness. She was the leader of these grown-ass big bad men, which told me this chick can whip ass hardcore. And you seen her in action, and I was like, look, the dialogue matches, the action matches. She ain't scared. Let's get more of her. So yeah, I was all about it.
Already, I love it, man. I love it. Well, I love to hear it, man. I love to hear it. We pretty much agree on everything there. And since you're just talking, I mean that we get Superman doing some action. First episode, bam, he blasting robots, powering up like Goku and all that stuff. So I'm like, okay, episode 1, you know what I'm saying? I like it. But that ends right there, and then we got episode 2. Starting off. It's Paul Kent, and both the parents are alive. You know what I'm saying? Paul Kent not dead, so we kind of get to see them interacting, going back to his origin right here. And he's trying to figure out what the hell is going on. And Daddy pops up, Jor-El, and then the spaceship opens up and almost sucks his mama in there, Martha, and he gets scared and covers it up and was like, I don't want to come back here again. This is scary. I'm scared. He breathing heavy. I don't blame him. But I know what, man. I was really interested in seeing how that was going to play out. Like you said, we know the story, but I was still like, man, this is what's up right here. When are we going to, see who Superman is? And when the episode started off, Lois is obsessed, wanting to get the interview, wanting to know who Superman is. She's asking these questions in his closet. She lied to them, and Superman was mad about all that. But even himself, he was like, yeah, you're right. We have to find out who he is. I have to find out who I am, and that's what triggers him to go back. I thought that was a great intro, to the second episode for his origin. How'd you feel, sir?
I agree with it, man. Like I said, it picked up mightily for me in the second episode. I enjoyed the back and forth with Clark and Lois. I enjoyed the back and forth with Lois getting more and more curious about this meta-human that we're dubbing as Superman. Jimmy Olsen, okay, that's all I'm gonna say about him. But I mean, for real, man, that's all I'm gonna say about him. And I really dug them doing the hologram thing to kind of like it's some hype AI to show his family. And I've noticed that this is not the only Superman show doing it. Superman and Lois is doing it as well. And I think this is going to be the new way they kind of tell his origin story. This is a new wrinkle on it. in all the other shows we're going to see as well. And so it all worked for me. And him showing so much care and concern for his earthly mother that he just covered that shit right the hell back up.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
digging it, man. I'm with you on that. Yeah. So all the points that you have made are the same exact points that got me into the show. And I just wish we could get more episodes than what they're going to be giving us.
Yeah, man. Yeah, yeah. I agree. I agree. I love this whole thing right here, man. This is just dope as hell. Just seeing this, and of course, you know, we know that's his dad. I like that it wasn't just so easy for him to learn English. You know, there was a barrier there. But he started going into his mind, and we seeing Krypton getting destroyed and blown up. And what I also like is the questions that he was asking, like, wait a minute, was this my world? Did you take me from my mother? You know, he don't know what to think. This is a lot for him, and he just taking it all in, you know. And like I said, man, I'm loving it. And again, I like the whole Sailor Moon power up thing, man. This is dope. It really is, man. I'm really feeling that right there. Pops back up talking about his mama. Hey, I got the S on my chest. It stands for hope. Mama, I'm okay. I'm the same Clark. Everything is gonna be all right. She's like, cool, baby. Well, let me get you a belt and try to help you out, and you know, and with the trunk and all that. So I'm digging all that, man. And so yeah, I'm glad that we like that. But going to your antagonist, we're talking Leslie Willis right here.
Yes,
And
yes.
she can peep game, you know, she know what she doing. She's like, wait a minute, these are the ops back here, and they chase her down. She whooped their ass real quick.
Yeah.
I'm tired of you. Leave me alone. Okay. I'm trying to live my life. But if you're gonna keep, you know, messing with me, meet me here 12 o'clock in the park. It's going down. And as Lois and Jimmy are trying to investigate, they get all these C4 explosives. They just causing a mess. And a fight breaks out. And yeah, this is what we was talking about earlier, man. I love it, Lamont.
Love it.
Superman comes and saves the day, beating all types of ass and powering up. I didn't know she had it like that, bro. Like, dude, is she? Who do you? Are you familiar with her from the comics, or I don't know who this woman is. I've never seen her before. Are you familiar with her?
Yeah, she's just kind of like a pretty tough street level person that winds up getting all this technology, and you know, she got this technology to help power up that suit. And for a minute there, she was handling the folks, and then Superman finally got his mind right, took the damn crystal out the suit and trapped her up. But did you catch how she was going to try to set up a meeting with Deathstroke? Did you catch that part?
I did not, sir. Fill me in. I must have missed that.
Yeah, man. So, you know, Leslie, you know, and the attackers that got the organization stole the technology, and they was trying to arrange a meeting with her leader, which is Slade Wilson. And she never said Deathstroke. She said Slade Wilson.
Okay. I must have missed that part. But also around this time as well, man, when they were, she was like, "Get out of my way!" And Superman's like, "I'm not trying to hurt you." And you know, he tapped into these memories. You know, we got all this war and battle stuff right here. Is that where she's from, or Superman's backstory, or you know, do you remember the scene right here? What is all this about right here?
I don't know about that one, brother.
Okay,
But like, I'm kind of wondering what that is too. To me, I'm thinking that's probably got more something to do with Superman than her per se.
Gotcha.
But I think that's going to be one of those things they're going to reveal on the back end when this is all said and done.
Okay.
Now, did you get a clip of who supposed had took her to prison when she was busted?
Yeah, I was gonna say this next reveal right here, man, where this is what you're talking about when she's locked up.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. I sure did. They were shocking the hell out of her. You know, Nemesis, Omega Zero, Day, Task Force X, and she was pretty cocky at first. You know, talking all types of shit till they turned that collar on. Okay, I'm sorry. God damn, I'm sorry. Oh my God, it hurts. It hurts. And the Flying Man, tell us what you know. He's not with you. Who are you people? It is Amanda Waller, the most disgusting character in the whole wide world. I was happy when I saw her, even though she's gross. But who is this gentleman right here? Do you know him, sir? Do you know him?
I don't know him, but do you know who the other guy is, don't you? The one that's standing.
No, who is that?
That's Deathstroke.
That's Deathstroke.
They referred to him as Slade Wilson. They didn't say Deathstroke.
They actually, I mean, I know who Deathstroke and Slade is, but I'm tripping if I didn't catch the name.
Yeah,
Wow.
Slade
I know I'm
Wilson,
gonna get some
brother.
comments like, Brandon, you need to pay more attention. You missed it. You know, okay.
Stop it. Stop it.
Wow.
Stop
Okay.
it.
Because he,
Yeah.
you know, Slade can box and he was able to throw down. And so, yeah, that
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
a nice little
Yeah.
cliffhanger right there, man.
I
At the
enjoyed
end of
it.
episode 2. I did too,
Mhm.
man. I did too. But, you know, first Superman was incognito, but fought some robots. Second, he got his suit, got a brief backstory, and he saved the day. And now he is out in the open, saving this
Yep.
white man from a blip and it's fire explosion. And Lois is trying to get that interview, man. And so I can't get mad at that. But Lamont, we got some new villains, man. We got some new
Yeah.
villains right here. We
Yeah.
got
Yeah.
Banshee.
Hmm.
What's a full name? It's something before.
Silver Banshee.
There you go. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Was you excited to see her, man? Do you like her as a villain, as an antagonist? How'd you feel about her, bro?
She's okay. She's okay. Like anytime you're using sonic booms and things like that, I mean, you put them in there because you know Superman is so sensitive to his senses and you can overstimulate him with the sound. I mean, in the comics, there's been plenty of times where Banshee has given it to Superman until he can somehow or another get behind her voice trail.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, I'm ambivalent on her. It's okay, but I like the trio. Okay, when you add all three of the inner gang together, I
Yeah.
enjoyed all three of them together.
Okay. Yeah,
Especially your boy, that kept saying everybody government name. What this
yeah, man. He was really getting on my nerve right there. I was wondering, like, bro, shut up, stop being such a freaking moron. You know what I'm saying?
right? Yeah.
But I like the action too, man. They're a team, you know. Superman, I mean, Superman not mad no more because Lois lied, but you know they're together. But also, what I forgot to mention is it sucks that Lois and them didn't get the credit for the story and the paper. They gave it away to somebody else. You know, that's real
Yeah.
messed up too. Perry is a hoe for that. You know, he needs to
He
somebody,
is.
somebody needs a PP in his cereal or something. That
And
wasn't cool.
it makes you wonder, are they going to spin this story where there's some kind of an angle going on with the newspaper too? For them to
Yeah.
steal a story like that, it makes you wonder, you know. So we'll see.
Yeah, man. Yeah, you're right. But you know, Banshee and them, they have their fight at the end with the trio, the Intergang, and they are horrible because they got caught on the surveillance and using their names again. But the visions come back and the ice machine breaks at the very end. Superman does get his heat vision finally, and that's pretty dope. I like that. And Lois gets the interview, man. And so it was a good ending. You know, just
Mhm.
more powers, more beat ass, and they're a team now. And so, first 3 episodes, man, I want to say are pretty solid, man. And so, I don't really, other than the complaints and nitpicks that I had at the very beginning of this recap review, I really enjoyed myself, man, and I'm really looking forward to episode 4, man. How'd you feel about the end of fight and you know, like your final thoughts and all that good stuff?
Enjoyed it. I enjoyed having having those visions of the invading robot, Superman, that is. And I'm interested to see where they're going to go with Deathstroke because toe to toe, Deathstroke can't do nothing to Superman.
Yeah.
But right now, Deathstroke is working for Amanda Waller, who is as cunning, dastardly, wicked, hates metahumans unless she can control them as she can be. And so it makes me wonder, are we going to see someone who can legitimately go toe to toe with Superman that is controlled by Deathstroke and Amanda Waller as we go forward? But I've been enjoying it. And so far, they're leading me to believe that there's going to be a bigger story plot with someone like that that's going to come up in the next couple of episodes.
Already. That's what's up right there. Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, that is going to wrap it up today for me and Lamont Tyson's recap review for my adventures with Superman. As you both heard, we both really enjoyed the show. And if you haven't seen it but didn't watch this and don't care about spoilers, we recommend that you check it out. It's going to be dropping every Thursday or every Friday each week for about 3 or 4 more episodes. And so it's going to be going down over here. I will have the coverage. Also, before we head out of here, I want you guys to subscribe to Lamont. Please do so. He makes great content. And help him get to 150K. I'm pretty sure he will really appreciate that. Also, subscribe to my channel. If this is your first time here, you're going to get all types of crazy stuff like, movie reviews, spoiler movie reviews, martial arts movie reviews. I'm covering Warrior, Marvel's, I said Marvel Plus, Marvel Disney Plus Secret Invasion, series reviews, superhero comic book shows, movie news roundup. And just to be a little bit more specific, I got my non-spoilery review for They Clone Tyrone on my channel. This coming weekend, Saturday, me and Tyra are going to have a full spoilers review for the same movie. And check out my Warrior content as well. And also, I'm also reviewing, martial arts films as well, Secret Invasion. Got some trailer reactions, all that good stuff. But ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we both want to thank you so much for tuning in. And before you go, don't forget that I'm B. Avery, that's Lamont, and that's just our opinion. Peace out, and we'll see you next time.